Well, 64. That's how many Americans are alive today who have earned the highest and rarest award for valor in combat. Anchor John Becker joins us now to explain a Knoxville connection to one of those awards. John?
Shay, good evening. The connections to the Medal of Honor in East Tennessee run deep. For the first time, we are hearing from one living recipient about a recent addition of a Knoxville soldier to that exclusive group of warriors. But first, the symbolic meaning of the medal for combat veteran Matthew Williams.
Out of the 3,500 plus Americans that received the medal, we are a very select few that actually get to wear it, and I think that's important.
On stage, sharing his Medal of Honor story in Knoxville and explaining the meaning of the ultra-rare gold star around his neck is Command Sergeant Major Matthew Williams.
So I have an opportunity to represent those folks, and I have an opportunity to represent the people that don't get represented, because their stories are never told.
The combat veteran earned the nation's highest award for valor in 2008. The Special Forces Green Beret recounts an hours-long firefight in Afghanistan and his actions defending and saving fellow soldiers.
The helicopters were getting shot up. One of the pilots got wounded, I believe, but we were able to evac all the wounded guys, all 4 of them.
We had 4 wounded Americans trapped on a side of a mountain. And just through the sheer miracle and the ability of our medic, Ron Schur, at the time, who was also awarded the Medal of Honor for the same action, all 4 of them are here today still with us. And I served 20 years in the United States Army Special Forces, and I know for sure that there's guys that have done more heroic things than I'll ever think about doing or could ever be capable of doing. I think I have a distinct responsibility to represent those folks as well and to perpetuate just the stories of the United States Army Special Forces and the Green Berets and what we do, behind enemy lines or wherever it may be all over the globe every single day.
This interview marked our first chance to ask a recipient of the Medal of Honor about one of the newest veterans to join their ranks, East Tennessee native Master Sergeant Roddie Edmonds.
I'm glad to see that he's actually being recognized for it properly.
In World War II, at the age of 25, inside a German prisoner of war camp, U.S. soldier Roddie Edmonds ignored an order by his captors. Even with a Nazi gun to his head, the devout Christian from Knoxville refused to force Jewish Americans in uniform to fall out separately. The courageous action by Roddie Edmonds in the face of death is credited with saving the lives of almost 200 soldiers.
I think there's nothing really more heroic than to do that. You have someone point a gun to your head, and all you have to do is be like, those guys over there, and I'm out of here, right? But I think that's true reverence and heroism, that he has that ability inside of him to say, no, I'm not going to do that. And that's who we are, in my opinion, as Americans. At the end of the day, that's the fabric that holds us together.
Sergeant Williams' actions are in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself.
A native of Texas, receiving the medal at a White House ceremony in 2019, a full decade after his actions in Afghanistan.
He was responsible for the lives of his fellow service members.
A Tennessee native, posthumously awarded the medal at a White House ceremony in 2026, some 80 years after his actions in World War II. 2 recipients of the nation's highest and rarest award for valor beyond the call of duty, linked by a through line shared by only roughly 3,500 troops across almost 160 years.
You're faced with a choice in a moment, and from the outside looking in, that choice is very difficult. Most people would say that it's, I can't believe you would do that, but at the end of the day, I can't believe that you wouldn't. I think most Americans would do exactly what we all did, and they'd care for one another, and they'd go and they'd rescue their friends, and they'd take care of each other, because that's what we all agreed to do.
And you can watch more of our Service and Sacrifice series on our page right here by scanning that QR code. It will take you directly to that site. Shay?
Thank you so much, John Becker. Great story.